Welcome back to the Otaku Root YouTube channel, where we embark on thrilling adventures through the world of manga and anime. I'm your host, and today, we're diving headfirst into the intense and action-packed world of One Piece with Chapter 1043. Get ready to face death together. On the roof of the Skull Dome, Kaido and Luffy continued their own fight, with Luffy giving it his all before his strength runs out. He's able to change the trajectory of his attacks, something Kaido says rubber can't do, but he uses this against Luffy, adopting it himself. Kaido uses his blast breath against Luffy, creating an even larger hole in the island. Luffy and Kaido land powerful attacks against each other before Luffy's haki finally begins dissipating. He gives it one last shot, charging in toward Kaido, who raises his Kanabo in response. Just as they're about to clash a final time, the CP0 agent appears behind Luffy and holds his arm back, allowing Kaido to land a devastating hit and ending their long, arduous battle. Chapter 1043 begins in the aftermath of the CP0 agent's interference. Kaido, his face full of pain and regret, brings his Kanabo down, shattering the ground around Luffy as he is crushed beneath the weight of the attack. Black lightning crackles around them as rocks go flying. Luffy coughs up blood as Kaido's grip tightens and the agent looks down, his eyes cast in shadow. A large crater has formed with Luffy at the epicenter. Kaido looks on in sadness as Luffy's strength leaves his body in a plume of smoke, sending his body flying into the air once again. Down below, Momonosuke says he can't hear Luffy's voice anymore. Luffy's body crashes down into the ground, leaving only Kaido and the CP0 agent standing. Kaido is officially declared the victory. He stares the agent down, acknowledging that the agent knows what will happen next. The agent says nothing and makes no move as Kaido raises his Kanabo once again. Black lightning flashes around the Skull Dome and smoke is seen emitting from the roof, although the attack is never shown. The force of the attack causes more rubble to fall below, nearly crushing a group of fighters. The CP0 agent that issued the order silently looks on from a window, knowing their comrade has been on the receiving end of Kaido's anger. Kawamatsu watches as the rubble falls, and one of the samurai warns the ceiling will collapse. Kawamatsu says that thousands of their men are still trapped within the burning castle. He can only look on and pray that everyone is able to escape the blaze safely, as there is no way to quench the flames. His group is suddenly attacked from above, it's Kaido descending upon them in his dragon form. He demands to speak to Momonosuke and declares that Luffy is dead. He wants Momonosuke to surrender. Kaido's men begin celebrating as the Alliance members take in the news of Luffy's defeat. Law 2 states that he can't hear Luffy's voice, confirming what Momonosuke had said earlier. He and Kid are still exhausted from their fight against Big Mom. Chopper wails at the loss of his captain. Nami storms back onto the battlefield, saying they can't let Kaido get away with lying. She refuses to believe Luffy is gone. She calls him a liar, which draws the Emperor's attention. He launches another attack toward her, but Marco blocks it and encourages his comrades to not give up. Kaido declares that Onigashima will land on the flower capital as planned and that he won't be a pushover as Orochi was. Wano is just a factory to him, and regardless of age or gender, everyone is a slave. Everyone who chose to fight against him will work until they die. They are replaceable. Challenging him brings consequences, so they shouldn't be shocked that there will be punishment for defying him. He once again demands to see Momonosuke, his assault continuing until then. With the announcement of Luffy's defeat, the Animal Kingdom pirates feel powerful once again and charge toward Kid and Law. Just before the group reaches them, their crews jump in front to protect them, as they are still not fit to fight even the lowest ranks of the Animal Kingdom pirates. Elsewhere on the island, Carrot and Cat Viper hear the commotion and rush back toward the chaos. In the castle basement, a group of samurai is frantically looking for an escape as the building burns around them. Back outside, Kid and Law are able to stand, with Kid telling the latter that he intends on fighting. Back below the island, Momonosuke is terrified to face Kaido, someone who defeated Luffy. Yamato insists that Momonosuke has to fight until he dies, it's what a samurai does. If they don't face Kaido, nobody else will. He points out that Kaido is just as exhausted and wounded as everyone else. Momo counters that continuing to fight will only cause more death, and he doesn't see any other option than to surrender. Yamato spits back that he won't let that happen. Surrendering won't save any lives because Kaido will continue to work the people of Wano until they no longer breathe. The nobles of the country allowed Orochi to get away with too much, and not fighting now would mean the 20 years of suffering would be for nothing. Lord and Samurai lock eyes as the fighting continues above them. Back on the roof, Luffy's body lies motionless, his eyes black. Suddenly, Zunisha's voice rings out, saying it can hear something that reminds them. Momonosuke is confused and asks for clarification, to which the elephant explains that for the first time in 800 years, the drums of liberation beat. He is there. When Momo asks who is there, Zunisha replies, Joy Boy has returned. The final panel cuts back to Luffy, a huge grin now spread across his face. Well, folks, that wraps up our dive into the captivating world of One Piece and Chapter 1043. I hope you enjoyed this exhilarating journey as much as I did. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure with the Otaku Root.